Sony PlayStation's latest State of Play has come and gone, and to be fair, it was a pretty good show overall. There were a ton of new announcements, and in this video, we're going to cover the 15 of the biggest ones, so let's get started. Astrobot DLC Details. We've known for a while now that Astrobot was going to get free DLC sometime after its release, and to kick off its recent State of Play presentation, Sony and developer team Asobi offered new details on that front, showcasing new content coming to the platformer. Astrobot's free DLC pack will launch this fall, and will add 5 new online speedrun levels, as well as 10 new bots to rescue. You can, of course, expect other titles to be represented with said bots, including Helldivers 2. Metro Awakening release date. Among the PlayStation VR 2 titles that appeared during Sony's State of Play was 4A Games' Metro Awakening. The first-person VR title launches on November 7th for the PlayStation VR 2, PC VR, and Meta Quest 2 and 3. Taking place before the events of the first game, with a story by author Dmitry Glukovsky, Metro Awakening is about Dr. Surtur, who ventures into the Metro to locate Yana, his wife. Along with battling bandits, he'll have to contend with the various monsters that lay in wait. As a VR title, players must manually manage their gear, reload weapons, and more. There are also 2 locomotion settings to assist with movement. Head here for more details. It's also worth noting that those who pre-order the deluxe edition get 48 hours of early access. Palworld on PS5 is out now. Ever since Palworld launched for PC and Xbox in early access earlier in the year and turned into an overnight sensation, questions about when the open-world survival title will make its way over to the PlayStation have been asked frequently. And after some teasing in recent weeks that has suggested that an announcement might not be too far off, that announcement has officially been made. As part of Sony's recent State of Play presentation, developer Pocket Pair announced that not only is Palworld coming to PS5, it's out today itself. The new trailer offers a glimpse of the game and its core loop of collecting and training monsters known as pals, and using their aid to expand your bases, while exploring the world and its many dangers. Pocket Pair is currently being sued by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company over patent infringements, though Pocket Pair has said it's currently unaware of what patents it's accused of infringing, but that it intends to, quote, ensure that indie game developers are not hindered or discouraged from pursuing their creative ideas. New games confirmed for PS5 Pro. PS5 Pro has sparked much debate since its announcement, much of which has centered around its exorbitant price. But of course, with the console drawing close to its release, Sony also continues to add more games to the lineup of games that have been confirmed to be receiving enhancements that will leverage its more powerful hardware. After previously confirming the likes of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Horizon Forbidden West, and others with the first batch of games that were confirmed for the PS5 Pro, as part of its recent State of Play presentation, Sony unveiled a second batch of titles. Prominently, it includes major upcoming releases in the form of Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, while several notable previously released titles are also confirmed, including The Rise of the Ronin and F1 2024. Ghost of Yotei announced. Sucker Punch's 2020 open-world samurai epic Ghost of Tsushima has endeared itself to the masses since its announcement, and with 4 years having passed since its release, anticipation for its inevitable sequel has grown rampant. Now it's officially been announced, with Sony choosing to close its recent State of Play presentation with the sequel's announcement. Titled Ghost of Yotei, as its name suggests, the game is going to take players to an entirely new setting away from Tsushima Island. Set in the region around the active volcano Mount Yotei, in addition to a new setting, the action-adventure title will also feature a new protagonist, which means that Jin Sakai will no longer be returning. The new protagonist also seems to have a strong affinity with wolves, though whether that will give her any specific new abilities remains to be seen. Plenty of gameplay is shown off in the announced trailer nonetheless, showcasing brutal combat, slick stealth, gorgeous environments, and more. Meanwhile, as you would expect, Sony has also confirmed that Ghost of Yotei will be PS5 Pro enhanced upon release. Ghost of Yotei launches for PS5 sometime in 2025. Monster Hunter Wilds release date. The developer has announced that Monster Hunter Wilds will launch worldwide on February 28, 2025. It'll be available for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. The latest trailer showcases a new locale, the Scarlet Forest, and the Grimalkins indigenous to it. It wouldn't be a new trailer without some monster reveals, and fortunately, we get to see a hybrid rooster reptile thing. This fight confirms the return of the Vigor Wasp Revive, which allows players to avoid carting and getting back into the fight. Of course, there are also the flagship monster, the mysterious White Wraith, to pursue. Let's see if it ends up as the final boss. With this year's Tokyo Game Show around the corner, we'll likely see even more of these areas and monsters in hands-on gameplay. Dynasty Warriors Origins release date. 2025 is shaping up to be a pretty big year for hack-and-slash fans, especially those who enjoy Koei Tecmo's Dynasty Warriors series. During the latest State of Play, the publisher confirmed that Dynasty Warriors Origins would start the year early, launching on January 17, 2025. It also revealed some new gameplay. As a prequel to the main series, Origins features an original protagonist for the very first time, who becomes embroiled in the Three Kingdoms upheaval. While eventually becoming a hero in the eyes of the people, their amnesiac nature belies a tremendous secret. The classic Dynasty Warriors gameplay remains intact, with players engaging in 1 versus 1,000 battles. They can command units, employ strategies, and more. Be careful though, as opponents like Lu Bu await to test you. Fortunately, you can temporarily control your companion officer under specific conditions. Dynasty Warriors Origins is coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. True to recent leaks, Sony has officially announced Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Developed by Guerrilla and Nixxes Software, the remaster will enhance the former's acclaimed 2017 action RPG and its expansion, The Frozen Wilds, with multiple different upgrades being applied. Players can expect visual and technical enhancements that will entail improved character models, lighting, character animations, and more. During conversations, NPCs will now tout motion-captured animations rather than the sloppy, canned animations of the original. The remaster will also feature support for the DualSense's haptic feedback and the PS5's 3D audio capabilities, while accessibility features first introduced in Horizon Forbidden West will also be retroactively added in. Meanwhile, saves from the original game will also be compatible, so returning players can load their old saves or hop straight into a new Game Plus file. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered will release on October 31st for the PS5 and PC. Those who already own the original game will be able to upgrade for $9.99, while new players will have to purchase the remaster for $49.99. It's been confirmed that the game will also feature PS5 Pro enhancements. LEGO Horizon Adventures release date. Sony announced Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered at its recent State of Play presentation, confirming that it will be releasing at the end of October, though that's not going to be the only way to revisit the original Horizon title around that time. LEGO Horizon Adventures was, of course, announced earlier this year and given a holiday release window, and at the aforementioned State of Play, Sony announced a more specific release date for it. As leaked not too long ago via a premature PlayStation Store listing, LEGO Horizon Adventures will release on November 14th. The action-adventure title will cover the story of Horizon Zero Dawn, even bringing back its original actors, but will, as you might expect, tell it through a much more humorous lens, one that will try to appeal to a much wider and younger crowd. LEGO Horizon Adventures will be available on PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC upon its release. Pre-orders for the title are open now. Hell Is Us new gameplay. Developer Rogue Factor showcased its upcoming action-adventure game, Hell Is Us, during Sony's State of Play presentation. The game got a new trailer, which showcases its gameplay. Executive Creative Director and Art Director Jonathan Jacques-Bellette also took to the PlayStation blog to talk about Hell Is Us and how the studio wanted to create something radically different than other games. According to Jacques-Bellette, Hell Is Us will not provide players with conveniences like a map or objective markers that clearly point to the next objective. Players will instead be encouraged to get immersed in the game's world and use their own sense of direction and exploration to progress throughout the game. The studio calls this approach player plattering, which is supposed to offer a direct contrast to silver plattering, where players are handed everything that they need in a game on a silver platter. Players will be encouraged to explore the world of Hell Is Us at their own pace and figure out various things by themselves. This also extends to the game's puzzles, where players won't be reminded of a solution mechanically and will instead have to make use of their own intuition to play. Hell Is Us is slated for release on PS5 in 2025. The game will also be getting another showcase on September 30th. The Midnight Walk announced for PS5 and PSVR 2. While PlayStation VR 2 games appeared during Sony's latest State of Play, Moonhood's The Midnight Walk is intriguing because it's also playable on PS5. Launching in spring 2025 and also coming to PC and PC VR, this first-person narrative title is developed by former Zoink Games members who worked on Lost in Random and Fae. The story sees the player controlling the Burnt One, who befriends Potboy and explores a Tim Burton-esque world of horror. Various monstrosities want to snuff out Potboy's flame, and it's your job to protect him across 5 unique tales. Perhaps the most notable aspect of the Midnight Walk is that its assets are created using clay. These are then 3D scanned with stop-motion animation used for the movement. Everything is handcrafted, and combined with the bizarre characters players will meet, the Midnight Walk could be a uniquely compelling experience. New Chroma Collection. During its State of Play presentation, Sony unveiled 3 new covers for the PS5, as well as new color variants for the DualSense controller. Dubbed the Chroma Collection, the 3 new colors have been titled Chroma Pearl, Chroma Indigo, and Chroma Teal. The console covers will only be available for the slim model group of the PS5. The new lineup of colors for the controller and the PS5 covers all shift their hues depending on lighting and the angle at which you see it. Chroma Pearl has been described as moving through a range of pink and cream hues, while Chroma Indigo shifts through blues and purples, and Chroma Teal shifts through shades of green. The Chroma Collection DualSense controller is priced at $79.99, while the PS5 console covers are priced at $64.99. Chroma Pearl and Chroma Indigo accessories are slated to launch on November 7th, while Chroma Teal accessories will hit the stores on January 23rd. Towers of Agaspa enters early access in November. For those who felt like Dreamlit Games' gorgeous fantasy crafting title Towers of Agaspa dropped off since its May reveal, there is some good news. After re-emerging at the recent State of Play, it's launching in early access on both PC and PS5 in November of 2024. In terms of content, early access will feature 3 types of ecosystems and towns, over 40 creatures to unlock, more than 120 plants to tend to, and over 150 recipes for decorations. You can also uncover ruins and relics to unlock ancient knowledge, potentially new skills or abilities, and embark on activities like fishing. While there's plenty of crafting and world building, the developer also promises grounded storytelling, deep lore, and quirky characters. Version 1.0 doesn't have an ETA yet, beyond the near future, but Dreamlit Games intends to work closely with community members across platforms to help grow the game. Alan Wake 2: The Lakehouse DLC announced. Shortly after the launch of Alan Wake 2's first paid expansion, Night Springs, in June, developer Remedy Entertainment announced that the survival horror title will be getting its second and final paid DLC in October with The Lakehouse. At Sony's recent State of Play presentation, we got another look at that expansion. The Lakehouse will take players to the titular facility, which is a research station operated by the Federal Bureau of Control, or FBC. As a result of reckless experiments gone wrong, however, the dark place has clashed with reality within the confines of the facility, yielding reckless results. In the aftermath, it's on FBC agent Kieran Estevez, the expansion's protagonist, to unravel the mystery and put things right. Whether or not Alan Wake himself will be returning in the DLC remains to be seen. Estevez was, of course, a key character in the base game as well, and will continue to be played by Janina Gavankar. Presumably, the Lakehouse will also set things in motion for the upcoming Control 2. Alan Wake 2: The Lakehouse is due out this October for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Age Chronicles announced. XO Games and Carrio Game have announced that Age Chronicles will be coming to the PS5. The game, formerly known as Age 2, was announced with a trailer. Age Chronicles is slated for release in 2025. An online action RPG, Age Chronicles is set to have an emphasis on real-time combat, featuring large-scale raids and co-op gameplay. Players will be able to take on a variety of activities, ranging from solo adventuring to grouping up to take on epic boss fights. Alongside combat, Age Chronicles will also have an emphasis on life skills, which players can level up throughout their time with the game. These life skills will come into play when engaging in one of the game's core features, player housing. Players will be able to outfit their own homes in dedicated housing zones, decorating their houses with trophies, and even forming entire neighborhoods with other players. Life skills including farming, crafting, and trading. A sequel to the classic online RPG Age Chronicles will take place in the same universe, but will also include realms beyond what the original RPG had. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.